So hello everyone. Welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racy, and I'm going to be doing the readings for you today. It is a general message, so take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Okay. For those of you not familiar with me or the channel, I do use profanity and talk about adult things, and I never really know where the conversation's going to go. So, if that is not your thing, or you have children around, or just don't appreciate that kind of language or discussion, I'm always giving you the opportunity respectfully to sign off now. Otherwise, we will be getting into this. Now, Spirit guided me to title this The Great Transformation before I even started shuffling the cards. Now, the cards that I used, I have two custom decks made with traditional Rider-Waite Shadowscapes, my Botticelli Golden Tarot. Did I use a fourth deck? I could have sworn I used a fourth deck. Either way, only 3 of the decks came out. Okay, those 3 decks came out. I have them specifically, put together and separated into 2 decks. One is masculine energy, and one is feminine energy. Okay, so there's multiple decks in here, separated in a very specific way to be masculine and feminine. I don't use them often, but I was guided to use them for this specific spread. Okay, the image in the opening has a picture of all of the cards, but we're going to be going down through them week by week. Okay, there's 13 weeks from today to the winter solstice. Okay, 13 weeks. Masculine deck is the head space, feminine deck is the heart space. And I pulled 1 card from each deck for each week. And we're going to break them down. After I'm done the live, I will go back and re-watch it. So it'll take me just a little bit of time, but I'm going to put timestamps in for each week. So if you want to refer back to this at a later date, you can. It is for the collective energies. It is not for any specific zodiac sign. Okay, it is not a twin flame reading. This is simply collective energies where our heads are and our hearts are during these weeks from now until the winter solstice. Okay. With that said, our great transformation begins. Okay, so starting off with the first week, this is September 23rd to the 29th. We got the Knight of Coins with the 2 of Cups. Okay, we got the Knight of Coins with the 2 of Cups. With this energy, immediately you feel the slowness and the stagnancy of the Knight of Coins, okay, the Knight of Pentacles. And it's surrounding love in the heart space. This is the 2 of Cups. This is wanting to come into a serious, and I say serious union just because of the way this image is on the card. There's a reason why I have these decks in combination the way I do. Okay, because the images speak. So we got a very solid standstill, and with all of the yellow energy, it's solar plexus. So in the head space, there's a wanting to move forward and an inability to move forward because of solar plexus work. Okay. This is having confidence in the self, feeling worthy of the 2 of Cups that we want. The head space might be overcritical at this time, overcritical, overanalyzing about what the 3D looks like, okay, when it comes to love. The lovers want to be together and share a single cup. The lovers want to be together and share a single cup. The other cup is down here, and there's golden fish coming from it. The issue is that we're not including our ability to manifest money energy from our heart spaces. It has to do with this confidence issue. Okay, it has to do with this confidence issue. We might have love for each other, but we don't know how the money itself is going to manifest. And this is the block in the head. The block in the head is not knowing how the authentic path, which is the solar plexus, will lead to both the love we already feel in our hearts and establish the financial means or the financial circumstance in order to make it successful. Okay, this is the big issue for the first week from September 23rd to the 29th. Okay, Knight of Coins and Two of Cups. I'm also hearing with this energy, there's truly a need to believe in magic and miracles in order to get through this energy. Okay. Head space doesn't see a way to get what the heart space wants. So there's a need to believe in magic and miracle. Okay. For the second week, this is September 30th to October 6th. Okay. September 30th through October 6th. We have the Knight of Wands with the Ace of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands with the Ace of Cups. Going from a week of complete stagnation and having to believe in magic and miracle, the headspace is moving forward. It wants to move forward. It's divinely inspired to move forward. And I heard the word rush. Okay, rush. It's wanting to come in with the pace, right? The pace of gazelle. And the strength of lion, right? The strength of lion. Knowing that you have foxes and things underneath your feet. Foxes are sneaky, they're deceptive, and I'm hearing getting in the way. Okay. There's this need to rush the heart space with this Ace of Cups. Because I'm hearing time is of the essence. This is why our headspace feels the need to rush. They know that a new beginning in love is there. They know the universe is divinely giving this opportunity to us. The heart space feels it. It's very much now or never energy. Okay, now or never energy. Pluto goes direct during this time on October 3rd. Pluto goes direct. Okay. If we want to get out of that serious soul wounding, that soul scar that we've carried with us for lifetimes, it truly is now or never, despite obstacles or distractions that would take you from it. The Knight of Wands is a headspace, especially in this deck, that is extremely determined. Extremely determined for what the heart wants. Okay. It's repeating in my head, extreme determination. Because it's now or never. Okay. It's what the heart space is feeling towards whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship. It could be healing family issues or job issues, career path, whatever it is. Take it how it resonates for you. There's things during this week. There's things or people or feelings during this week from our deep soul scar that will try and trip you up in order to get this new solid love offer. Something that sings to the heart space with the Ace of Cups, the overflowing, eternal fountain of love. Okay. The heart space feels it. I'm hearing under pressure. Under pressure. And there's things that are going to make you rear up and want to back off, to give up, right? Because you can see we still have a lot of that yellow solar plexus energy, but it's dimming. It's fogged and it's slightly brown. Okay. There's multiple spirals on this card too. So it's not like if the opportunity is missed completely, if the distractions are too much and is missed completely, it's not like it won't come around again. It's just the spiral gets wider and bigger, and it takes longer and longer for it to come back around. Okay? It takes longer and longer. And I'm being drawn particularly to the green stone on this lion gazelle chest here. It really is now or never, okay? It really is now or never when it comes to love, okay? When it comes to love. Take it how it resonates, but I'm calling it love energy. Especially because we started off with the Two of Cups and the Knight of Coins, right? The week before. This is a make or break week. All right. Getting into October 7th through the 13th. We get the Page of Pentacles with the Four of Wands. We get the Page of Pentacles with the Four of Wands. So the confidence that was fading in the week prior is back in its bright light, and an offer is being made. It's still a page offer. But it's an offer. Okay, but I'm hearing, but it's an offer. An offer you can take or leave. The Four of Wands. It is a divine union card between two solid people within the self. With this page energy and the fact that there's a child on this particular Four of Wands in this deck, the inner masculine within the self, or the inner masculine within your counterpart, whoever it is that's coming forward, needs nurturing and reassurance. That's why they're not in a king energy. Because even though they're coming forward, and they have the confidence to come forward, they themselves might still feel very young. Very, I'm almost hearing out of their league. Okay, like whoever is making the offer feels like the other person is out of their league. And they want the reassurance that who they are is lovable with what they're presenting. Okay. And I'm hearing there's potential here, but it's a little bit of a long strung out process, okay, because this person is not headspace wise I'm hearing as open to the way this energy works, okay? The way this energy exchange between people and the universe, the divine, works. They haven't connected to their highest self yet. Okay, there hasn't been an integration yet. And so it's almost, I'm hearing, it's almost a codependent dynamic that's being offered unbeknownst to them. Okay. Yeah, Spirit's clarifying. It's a codependent offer. So someone felt stuck. Someone wants the Two of Cups. They want to rush in with this, you know, Ace of Cups. And they offer a page offer. Because the inner child within themselves still needs nurturing. Okay, so this would be a codependent beginning. This would be a codependent beginning. And I'm being drawn to the fact that she has a veil over her crown. So there might be a need or a want from the heart space to truly nurture whoever it is coming forward. But it's almost like they're ignoring the divine intuition coming, the download saying this person's not ready. Okay. So be aware of that. Whoever's coming forward, you might sense it, that they're just not ready. It might be your perfect person, but they're just not ready. Okay. Moving on to October 14th to the 20th. October 14th to the 20th. We get another knight. We get the Knight of Swords with the Judgment card. We get the Knight of Swords and the Judgment card. I feel like this is a declaration of a willingness to go to war, a willingness to be better, a willingness to think clearer. And it is aggressive. Okay, it is aggressive. The communication is clear, cutting, sharp. It's like a whirlwind. It's like I'm literally feeling it's like a whirlwind. Like pressure, okay? That pressure that I was feeling, that pressure I was picking up on a couple weeks prior, it's pressure. With the Judgment card in the heart space. She's playing music through an instrument that actually looks like a rose. Actually looks like a rose. Okay. And I feel like the heart space truly does want to resurrect this. It wants to resurrect this. But with all the poppies at the bottom, poppies go hand in hand with, I'm almost getting that scene from The Wizard of Oz with the field of poppies that put them to sleep. I think the heart space knows it's still a huge delay to the greater picture. To the greater picture. There's transformation to be had with all of these butterflies. The truth is the truth. They're blue butterflies. It's almost like knowing from lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes that as much as you want to rush in and rush forward and give this crisp, clear communication, it's almost like your spirit knows it's going to be a whirlwind. The head already feels like a whirlwind. It has a lot to say. It has a lot to say because it's picking up on feelings from lifetimes. And I'm hearing it wants to just shut the door right now. Right now. The soul song is there, but the thoughts are too stirred. I'm literally seeing like tornado, like tumultuous thoughts. It's too disturbing of the peace, right, and the mind. And that is what's being communicated. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of history that led up to this moment. It's like going to a deep slumber with the soul work versus transforming soul song. The inner soul song. Are we back? I hope so. The shadow of the sacral chakra. We're getting this sleep and slumber kind of energy. Is feeling either guilt or obligation. Guilt or obligation. So someone may be coming in, right? This now or never, under pressure, whirlwind thought. And I think you know if you take it, it's almost like a deep soul slumber where you're healing, where the creative aspect from the sacral, the joy aspect from the sacral is being put to sleep. Like a deep slumber. It's putting off joy and creation. And the truth transforms it. And I'm hearing speak your truth in a beautiful way. This is not about reminding someone of the history and how terrible it was. It's just simply being in the present moment, knowing that your soul song is calling you in a new direction, calling you forward, even if you're not sure where that is. Okay. You might even be getting like migraine headaches or like headaches with third eye because there's a resistance. There's always a resistance met to the highest good before we accept it. All right, before we accept it. For October 21st through the 27th, October 21st through October 27th. So this is the 5th week, okay, the 5th week after the equinox. We get the 7 of Wands with the Lover's card. We get the 7 of Wands with the Lover's card. So if there was a resistance, the headspace, or if you went through with it, I'm going to say or either way, or if you went through it, if you acknowledged what you were seeing and sensing deep within the self, either way you go, the headspace and the mind, it's defending its choice. The headspace is defending its choice with the Lover's card. Defending the choice for authenticity, because I'm being drawn to the sun. I'm being drawn to the sun up here. The headspace wants to keep it simple. I'm hearing the headspace wants to keep it simple. and it's defending the choice for the authentic path. There's red ribbons. For those of you who know the story of the red thread that connects us and ties us, I want you to understand something with this card. The reason why this card of all other lover cards in the decks came out. The divine here, the doves. She's holding her crown of flowers and she's got her red thread. The doves here have the crown of the masculine energy within the self, right? Because this is always about the self. When someone was not ready and they came in with a page offer, they were not ready. They do not have the crown in their possession. The roots, there's a root down here that looks like a snake. It's got an eyeball like a snake, even though it's drawn like a root, and it's holding the apple. And it's holding the apple. He's also holding a lily, a white lily, which is indicative of funerals. The heart is at the bottom in a cracked foundation. The heart is in the bottom here with a cracked foundation. And it's like the fairies are trying to ward off the snake, but it's showing itself really clearly. Now, the heart space knows what it wants. The heart space, the feminine energy on the card, has its crown. The heart space is in purple, which is connected to the crown chakra. It's in touch with the divine. Your heart knows that your head is not ready, or your person you're dealing with is not ready. There's a conflict, there's a disagreement between the head space and the heart space, which means whatever we're manifesting, it is not in alignment with the authentic path. That is still being protected. It's got this shield, this energetic shield around it, surrounded by doves, spirit communicating. And if you feel the need to defend your decision to yourself, that your head's like, no, it is the right choice, it is the right choice, and you're finding reasons or excuse to validate why you're choosing it early, Spirit's going to divinely protect you and start to remove it, because it's not ready, and the divine loves you unconditionally. This is your authentic path. You shouldn't be so fluidly that you do not need to convince yourself. Okay. It should be such a crystal clear decision that you wouldn't second guess or have to defend it in your own mind. Yeah, body, mind, and spirit. Okay. Because that's the truth. I'm being drawn to all the blue. The fact that you would need to defend yourself or defend your decision to yourself, that's the truth blaring out at you like blue energy. The head's like, keep it simple. If you've got to defend yourself, or keep explaining it to yourself like, no, it's okay, it's good. Something in the heart space is telling you it's not right and that you have a choice. Okay. We get the Temperance card and the Five of Swords for the 6th week October 28th to November 3rd. October 28th to November 3rd. Temperance and Five of Swords. I told you the universe was protecting you and keeping things in balance. If someone wasn't ready, they weren't ready. So the divine steps in, lets into gold. The divine takes action, upward pointing triangle on the heart space. Because the sun's here. It's over here. So in order to turn lead into gold, Five of Swords, there's a conflict. You could feel the conflict in the heart. The heart does not feel good anymore. The head space knows there's things that need to be balanced, and the heart space is now feeling the conflict. Energy. Sorry, guys. The Five of Swords energy with the Temperance card. This image. These are two feminine energies. Saying off with the head. There's a masculine's head in here. Okay. She's got the sword. One of them, anyway. Four swords on the ground. One in hand. So in order for things to balance out, in order for the authentic path to continue being taken, it's got to cut out the masculine energy within, the head space that was not ready. It's got to be able to cut out those tumultuous thoughts, those whirlwind thoughts, the self-defending thoughts that want what it wants now. Instead, I'm getting I'm also hearing the words of someone else weighing heavy on the mind. Okay, the thoughts of someone else weighing heavy on the mind. Almost like the replay of words, the replay of the dead history. I'm also hearing the word flashbacks. Like you're reliving it. Like it's happening again. Okay. The headspace understands now that things need to change and need to come into balance, which takes time. Because the heart space can't get over the dead past, and it's weighing heavy. It's weighing heavy on the mind inside the heart space. It's weighing heavy there. There's replays going on in the 3D, and there's conflict about moving forward, whether or not you made the right choice. The head is trying to balance things out, and the heart is seriously conflicted. Because the head knew things weren't ready. The head was defending itself. And now it's like, okay, something needs to balance out. Something needs to balance out. And the heart space is like, well, off with the head. The head got me in this predicament where things have to balance out again. Things from the past come up. People from the past come up. Issues from the past come up. Promises or plans get made with no follow-through during Mercury retrograde. And I'm literally hearing like, here we go again. Right? Because the Temperance is a 14 and the 5, which is a 5, and then we got the 5 of Swords. So in order to bring balance in the things, I think this new angelically guided something needs to balance something good, and it builds conflict, which requires change. 10, a total of 10, which is ending and beginning. The mind wants to heal. The mind wants to heal. It's about getting out of your shadow self. Truly getting out of your shadow self. Whatever your sun sign is, because the symbol in astrology for the sun is right there between the third eye and the crown. Whatever your shadow is, depending on your sign, the head knows that that's what needs to be worked on. Your shadow. Because it's creating this conflict in the heart. It's creating this conflict in the heart. Okay. That wants to just get off with it. Like, not having that shadow anymore, not having that darkness anymore, not succumbing to it anymore. Okay. Mind you, whoever you're dealing with is dealing with these same energies. Okay, these same energies. November 4th to the 10th. This is November 4th to the 10th. We get the 9 of Wands in the reverse. The rest of the headspace, let me tell you, the rest of the headspace is all reversed until the final week. The heart space is the 10 of Swords. We've got the 9 of Wands with the 10 of Swords. This energy is having to release feeling like a victim, because having to remember our beauty, our inner beauty that we've forgotten, our divine beauty within, how we sabotage ourselves. 10 of Swords. How we sabotage ourselves. It's like wanting to break free, wanting to just free fall. Because of fears, not trusting our divinity. It's truly feeling like a victim and giving up. This is feeling like a victim and giving up. Okay. Feeling like the rejection from, I'm hearing, from life anymore. It's a heavy week. You might also have your head completely upside down, telling yourself you're not going to be a victim, and walk right into self-sabotage. I'm not going to be a victim of my shadows. I'm good. I'm this, I'm that. Defending the self, but staying in the same situation and moving towards it with your head upside down. and hitting self-sabotage. And it's because you're not letting your inner beauty, that divinity that's giving you synchronicities all over the place, to lead you in the right direction. Because truly, beauty is upside down. The pride or respect of self is upside down. And it puts you right into self-sabotage. Okay. Getting into November 11th, the 11/11 portal to the 17th. We get the 10 of Wands reversed in the headspace with the 9 of Coin in the upright. The 10 of Wands reversed with the 9 of Coins in the upright in the heart space. This 10 of Wands reversed is not wanting to feel like you're holding everything up in your head. Like it's only being put together, it's only being held together because your mind won't let it go. And it's the realization of that. That the only reason why it's still standing, the only reason why that weight, that burden of holding it all together, that it's all on you, is still there, is because you were allowing yourself to hold it up. And you said, the heck with that. I don't want this burden anymore. I don't want to feel conflicted. I don't want to sabotage myself. It is not my job and my job alone to hold this up. This is going back to that inner masculine energy that needed to be nurtured, that wasn't mature and ready. That's what accepting it created. Self-sabotage and realizing that it is not your job to hold it all up. And so we get the 9 of Coin. We get the 9 of Coin in the heart that knows it's time to let the soul song within sing and be independent. The 9 of Coin or 9 of Pentacles is an independence card. The heart space is speaking to be independent, to focus on the self and not hold up the world with or for others, but to listen to the soul song, to listen to the soul wish, this portal of a window. Drawn back again to all the spirals. Like, don't think it's the last opportunity for whatever this is to come around. It might be a little further away this time, because anytime we take something when it's not ready, it takes longer to fix it every time. This is about sitting down and listening to the tune in your heart that says independent from whatever this is. Holding up the entire world is too heavy. This is the recognition that other people need to hold their weight in things. They need to pull their own weight. It can't be all on one person. Codependency is when one person is leaning on the other for things that they can't create within their own self. So the universe said, don't worry, I'm going to help you create what you need for yourself, which is the release of not feeling secure, the release of self-criticism, the release of not being able to trust the heart space on its authentic path of self. We don't need anybody to fill our needs, and we don't need to defend our choices. We don't need to feel guilty or obligated and put ourselves into a soul slumber. We don't need to sabotage ourselves. This is the headspace knowing it is too much for one person to carry, And the heart space is like, you need to be independent. Come back around again when the time is better, when the universe will retest your ability to listen to your heart space, to listen to your intuition, to listen to your divine connection to the cosmos, your high soul, your oversoul, or super soul, whatever you want to call it. Your ability to integrate that head space, heart space, both checking off on it because it happens fluidly and naturally. There's no disagreements between the two. There's no reason to defend one over the other because they agree. This is the lesson. This is the great transformation that the universe is having us go through during this whole 13-week period. This is what we're learning during the 11/11 portal week from the 11th to the 17th. All right. From the 18th to the 24th. From the 18th to the 24th, we get the 8 of Wands and the reverse with the 2 of Swords. Right decision. Was letting this go and cutting this off the right decision? Big question. The 8 of Wands in the upright is spirit, or the highest, communicating with love language with you, teaching you how to love the self. And it's not being received, which is why you're questioning yourself. Should I do it? Should I not do it? This is a complete mind battle because the heart feels, right? With the 2 of Swords, the heart feels like someone's beating themselves up over it. This is the distrust that we have in ourselves being highlighted during this time. The distrust in self. We beat ourselves up over it. What our feelings are. We beat ourselves up over it because we're not tuned in to our higher. Not tuned into our intuition. Not trusting that the universe will show us why something wasn't ready. Not trusting our divinity. Our divinity that speaks clearly through us. This is self-doubt. This is self-doubt. Did I fuck up? Because the heart wanted to be independent. And we're real conflicted over that. The heart wanted to be independent because it's too heavy. The reality is too heavy. The heart space wants to be independent. It's extremely, extremely conflicted over this. And it's not listening to the divine within the self. It's not connecting. It's tumultuous in the heart space, feeling the conflict, okay? From November 25th to December 1st. We get the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Coins, in the reverse, in the head space, with the World in the heart space. The head knows this is not the new beginning it wanted. The head knows this is not the new beginning it wanted. By this time, Mercury retrograde's long over. And it's time to close the chapter. It's time to close the chapter. To close this recycle. Because I'm hearing recycle. Reconnecting to the divine, looking into the crystal ball and being careful what you wish for. Being careful for it. Like, you know what, instead of wishing for a specific outcome with a specific person, maybe I'll just wish for my highest good. Maybe I'll just wish for something stable. Maybe I'll just wish for something my heart can agree with, that my heart can trust. Maybe I'll just wish for someone who's willing to manifest a new beginning with me, who's also in touch with the heart space that looks like mine. Vision for a new world, a new reality. Because this one, the head knows this was not the reality you wanted. The lessons being learned. This is not the reality that you wanted. The reason why it's not the reality you wanted is because weeks prior, you already knew someone wasn't ready. They were rushing in. There was pressure. That's not flow. That's not divine flow. And you were finding reasons, finding excuses to do it now. And the universe said, do you see why? Do you see why you kept getting all of those pings? Because you need to learn this lesson about listening to the self and trusting the self, that things will come around again and recycle. They've been. You've got to trust it. You've got to trust yourself and trust that the divine's not going to let you miss anything authentically yours. But you have to learn your authentic lessons, your lessons of authenticity. So this is not the beginning that you thought. And you're thinking about and asking for a whole new reality that is more aligned with you. December 2nd to the 8th. Headspace, we get the Emperor reversed. This is not making our highest good choices. And I'm going to tell you why. But with the 9 of coins, the 2 cards flew out. Do you stay stuck, not trusting yourself when it comes to independence and getting on the ship to a new world? Look at the stepping stones. The golden coins, right? The golden stones are moving towards the ships, waiting. Cloaked in red, the color of the base chakra, and feeling conflicted. Not knowing what's ahead. You can't see anything. You don't know what the unknown is. You don't know what the future is without whatever this is. Not being able to make your highest good choices. Heart space is seriously conflicted. Do I stay in this energy that my head is in that doesn't want to make my highest good choices, or do I trust the unknown and go on my own in a new direction to a new world? This is asking other people to make the decision for you. Not trusting yourself and putting it on someone. You tell me this, you tell me that, you do this. Because I don't know what to do. This is not being the leader of your own life and not choosing your own happiness because there's fear. There's no leadership in how to call the shots, how to listen to the heart space, It's like asking somebody else to make the decision to end something for you when you already know that you should and have been known. Having other people call the shots against your heart space because you want to believe that it's the best when it's not. Putting somebody else's wants, needs, truth before your own. Absolutely hitting people on the head with the big fuck you stick for not listening to themselves and doing things out of guilt and obligation. Fear of not reaping the dividends. Fear of not going back into their shadows. Upside down Aries symbols, right? The ram, upside down Aries. This is wounded healer energy. This is Chiron energy. Not being able to take actions in our highest good is Chiron wounding. There's a huge aspect with Chiron to Saturn during this entire 13-week period. The universe is healing our ability to make our highest good choices and to trust ourselves. That we call the shots and that we can choose our highest good and trust ourselves. It's heavy by this time in the year. It's heavy. There's only 2 weeks left before the solstice. Okay. So for December 9th through the 15th, we get the Two of Wands in the reverse in the head space, with the Three of Swords in the reverse in the heart space. The head space knows it's time to stop dreaming of the future, to stop dreaming of some distant, beautiful, stop holding the fantasy, and release the heartbreak. The heart doesn't want to be in pain anymore. It's asking you to drop the fantasy because it's not the reality. Dropping the fantasy because it's not the reality. The reality is breaking your heart and it's got to go. The heart doesn't want to hurt anymore. It's kind of like the divine howling at you. The heart doesn't want to feel this way. The heart doesn't want to feel this way, right? All right. It's annoying, right? It's annoying to hear the universe barking at you. The universe is barking at you. It's annoying to hear that. Your heart hurts, your heart hurts, your heart hurts, your heart hurts. Over and over and over and over. Universe is like, get out of the dream, get out of the fantasy and start living in the now moment. It doesn't fucking feel good. Universe is barking at you. Get out of the fantasy. Go back to the world where you knew in your heart space, right? Last week, you knew. The heart wants the world. This is not it. The divine can't speak any clearer. Like a dog, it is loyal to you at heart. It is loyal to you. And it will not let you fail in learning these lessons so that your heart doesn't keep getting broken. The divine does not want to see your heart broken. That's why it is asking you to learn this huge lesson. Because the final week from the 16th to the 21st, it's not quite a whole week, but the solstice is the 21st. We get the Ace of Wands in the headspace. I need a new beginning. I need passion in my life. I need reignition, and the heart space is moving on with the Eight of Cups. Can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. So I'm moving on and getting something new. And this is the hand of God, the divine, coming in and saying, here's your new beginning. Here it is. Here it is. Here's your chance to be inspired. Here's your soul spark. Here's that fire in the self, you trusting of the self to move on. Going deep within the heart space to find the treasure down there. The value of the self, the worth of the self, the love and appreciation for the self. There's a reason why the divine would guide me to give you this message now, and not week by week as the time goes on. Because the universe loves you unconditionally and said, hey, you don't actually need to go through all that shit. If you can figure it out just from hearing this and say, okay, universe, I'm going to trust what I can't see. I'm going to trust what my heart and my head know intuitively together. Excuses for something when I know somewhere in my heart something's off. Something's not ready. Something doesn't make sense. And I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go with it because I want it. I want to believe it. The fantasy. There's a reason why you're getting this message in its entirety now. I have never done any lives or any readings in my entire life from Equinox to Solstice in advance. Ever. But Spirit would guide me that way today. This replay in divine time is because the universe loves you unconditionally. How to trust yourself. To read the cautions concerning love with another. You don't need to go through the heartbreak. You don't need to get hit over the head with the big fuck you stick from the universe, who's only trying to teach you to trust yourself more, to value yourself more, to not accept less than 100% because you don't deserve to carry the whole weight of anything when it comes to partnerships of any kind. The universe loves you too much not to give you priceless insight in advance. Because we are the creators of our own destiny. We are the weavers of our own reality. And we can weave ourselves a reality that is fucking harsh because we're not tuned in to both head space and heart space and sending out that signal, putting our value in the opinion of another, putting our worth in the eyes of someone else, when we know in our heart what we're fucking worth. No matter who it is we're dealing with, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. We all have value, and we all know when something's off. The universe just wants you to listen to it. Don't think it won't come back around at a better time when it's healthier. Just because it's in front of you right now. It's okay. To ship to a whole new world that is better suited for your authenticity and your worth at this present time. So I hope it helps. I hope this message helps. Until next time, guys. Divine Rebel Racy signing off. Love each other, but most importantly and always love yourself. Bye, everybody.